what makes people oblivious to the shortcomings of their religion, but they can see all the shortcomings of other religions? Why can they see it so plainly? Other people, but not their own. So the purpose of the God virus is to suggest a comprehensive method of explaining and understanding religion, and to show how it can lead to practical actions on the part of non-theists like ourselves and spiritual people. I don't care if you believe in God or not. I just want you to be aware of what religion is doing and how it affects our society. Now here's a little tip for you. If you don't leave with anything today, I want you to remember this one. Logic is not the answer. Would you raise your hand if you have argued somebody out of their religion? You don't argue people out of religion. Logic is not the answer. There must be something else there. And we've all been frustrated. How can you believe in a virgin birth? How can you believe that Muhammad rode to heaven on a horse? I mean, it just makes no sense to us. But you can't argue them out of that. So there must be something else going on there. And that's a big part of what I explore in the book. Kurt Lewin, the famous social psychologist, said this many years ago. There's nothing as practical as a good theory. And that's what I think the viral metaphor does. It gives us a good theory that has practical application for us. I spend the last 4 chapters of the book saying, how do we now apply all that we've talked about in the first half of the book to your life? To how you deal with your mother-in-law who's a fanatic, you know, or your sister that won't leave you alone. To understand that, we have to understand a little bit of biology, and I won't bore you too much with biology, but anybody heard of Toxoplasma gondii? Well, there was a great article sometime back in Scientific American about this. This Toxoplasma gondii takes over the brains of rats. It takes over the brains, shuts off their fear of cats, shuts off the fear of cat pheromones, so that the rat will go out and try to find a cat to kiss. Isn't that interesting? It's a parasite that gets in the brain of the rat, turns the brain's rat off, and then rats go around doing things they normally wouldn't do, like get in the way of cats. Now, why would a parasite do that to a rat's brain? The answer is that the parasite wants the cat to eat the rat, because the parasite can only reproduce inside the gut of the rat. Can't reproduce inside of the gut of a dog or an owl, so it remains to be afraid of dogs and owls, but it's not afraid of cats. Isn't that interesting? There are a lot of parasites in the natural world that affect the neurological systems of other animals. There's another one called the lancet fluke, and it gets inside the brain of an ant and tells the ant to go up on top of a piece of grass and wait for the cow to eat it, because it reproduces inside the gut of a cow. So you can see here our ant is ready to be eaten by the next cow that comes along. So parasites can change brain functioning, and there's a lot of them out there. Rabies is another one that we're all pretty familiar with. So how does that fit into the God virus? Well, computer viruses. How many of you have had a computer virus on your computer? All right. Computer viruses act similar to parasites, don't they? They take over your computer and make it start behaving in ways that are beneficial to the virus, not to you and your computer. It takes over. It's a parasite, if you will. Well, so computer viruses look a whole lot like these kind of viruses, these kind of parasites I talked about, the Toxoplasma gondii. Now think about this. What's your brain? It's a computer. Is it possible to get a virus in this computer that has its best interest at heart, not yours? I think so. Look at a Catholic priest who's celibate. Is it in the interest biologically of a priest to remain celibate and not reproduce himself? I don't think so. There's something going on there. And it looks a whole lot like other kinds of viruses that you see in the natural world. Now, I'm oversimplifying this a bit, so if you're thinking, oh, Daryl, you're oversimplifying it, I'm quite aware that I am, for purposes of time. I don't oversimplify it in the book, or at least I don't think I do.